Hello, everybody. Once again, welcome to an edition of Inside Wofford Football with head coach Sean Watson, brought to you by Yokohama. I'm Jim Noble. And if I seem a little peppy, if I seem a little up for this one, there's a good reason. What a game at Richmond last Saturday. The Terriers go on the road again for the second consecutive week and knock off 14th ranked Richmond, the final 26-19. And man, starting to turn some heads, starting to get some attention. I'm going to use the words of our assistant athletic director, Brent Williamson, who wrote the game story. A complete team effort, Coach, and it certainly seemed like one.
It was. I think that's, one of the things that we've tried to instill in our players, the importance of special teams. We call it we-fence, and then, of course, offense and defense and how we win together. It's always about the team. And the guys have done a great job of really, for 2 weeks, honestly, feeding off each other and setting each other up. And then, the sideline, the locker room, they have totally got each other's back.
Physical game, especially in the trenches. One of the more physical ones that I can recall. How did we come out of it after all that hit? And you could hear the pads popping from the press box on Saturday.
We came out in great shape. Everybody's good to go. It was a very physical game. They're a quarterback run team. They're going to use their quarterback a lot, and when they do that, they're committed to the run, number one. And then, it was a very physical game for our defensive guys, and then of course we like to run it too. So, it was a physical game, both sides of the ball and in special teams.
We got a lot to get to coming up on this edition of Inside Wofford Football. We'll look back at all the highlights from the Richmond win. We'll also talk to a couple of Terriers post-game, some of the heroes on either side of the football, and look ahead. I told Coach earlier, it doesn't get any easier with William & Mary coming to town. This time, we've got them at home for the home opener at Gibbs Stadium. It's all next here on Inside Wofford Football.
It doesn't matter if you're 8 years old or 80 years old, your body is your strongest tool. Spartanburg Regional Sports Medicine Institute is here to push you to the next level. With 2 convenient locations, our doctors can diagnose, treat, and heal at our North Grove Medical Park and Star Center offices to get you back in the gym, in the game, and to the next level. We never quit because you never quit. For more information, call 560-BONE.
Welcome back. Let's just say it was a kind of a wacky, kind of a bumpy start on Saturday. You come out, you win the toss, you defer, you stop Richmond, and then Wofford's first offensive play doesn't go as planned. Amari Odom deep drop, gets sacked in the end zone. All of a sudden, it's 2-0 after the safety. What's going through your mind after that start?
Stay calm. Just stay calm. It's a long game, and the last thing you want to do is come unraveled. So we just stayed calm and stayed with the plan and stayed hard-headed and kept doing what we do and believing in what we believing in each other, believing in our plan, and stay the course, and we found our way through it.
It was interesting. Throughout most of that first quarter, we were trying to get the offense on track. They were getting great field position, but the defense was really rising up. It allowed them some yards, but forcing a missed field goal, forcing a punt. They do finally break through and kick a field goal, so it's 5-0 in the second quarter. At one point, I looked down, and I think total yards were 139 to -11. But then you started to, I guess, get your sea legs a little bit, and all of a sudden, the offense started to look like they were meshing a little bit. Did you feel that maybe midway through the second quarter?
We were backed up against our back against the end zone for the whole first quarter. Now that's not an excuse. We got to knock the ball out of there, and it was again. We just felt like we needed to change the field position. Mm-hmm. And we needed to get ourselves back on track, which is what we were working to do by using all 3 facets, to be honest.
And I think you got that big play and got the momentum. I thought the Isaiah Wadsworth interception really sort of said, okay, now we're in this game. Isaiah makes a big play. The takeaway is a wonderful momentum changer. We'll get to that as the show progresses, but boy, that really just flips the script a little bit.
No, it did. Anytime, our defenses, I always say this about them, they're one of the best in FCS football. And, the thing after watching the film, they had 11 hats on the football a lot. And, then they came up with the big turnovers. And, that helped swing the momentum and help set up the field position, get us out of the hole. And then we were able to take off and get explosive on offense.
Yep. So we get a field goal. They come back and score. So it's 12-3 late in the second half, about 2 minutes to go. And you finally get some big plays offensively. Amari hits Kyle Watkins. What a connection they've turned into to her 25-yard chunk. You bring in Bryce Corriston, who picks up a big first down. Is there a little bit of a package now for Bryce, who's seen some time at running back, but can also get under center and make things happen?
Yeah, we're going to use Bryce. Bryce is he's number one. He's a great teammate, a great leader, and he deserves to walk out there and play. And we're going to use his skill set, and we use him on special teams. We use him on offense and a couple different roles, and we'll continue to build on what we do with Bryce because he is one of our better football players.
Then it gets real fun. A little trickeration. You line up for the field goal. Bridger Jones didn't exactly throw a dart, but it worked. He threw it up there, and boy, Jordan Davis went up and looked like Randy Moss pulling that down. It was really a 50-50 ball, kind of a who wants it more. The fake field goal to pick up the first down, what led to that in terms of maybe thinking it was something you could do?
We're going to be aggressive. I'm way into analytics and how you manage games. It was my job at Georgia, and I've just I've tried to grow myself as a coach in that area. And we're going to use those opportunities to help us set up the offense in this case. And it was a well-executed play. We were hoping for a 50-50 ball because the matchup we had on Jordan, and Jordan did a great job of finishing for us. And then the key to the drill, honestly, was a heads-up by the offense. We got on the field and were able to kill the clock. And then from the kill the clock, we ended up scoring the touchdown.
Yeah. Believe it or not, that wasn't the best play of the drive. This was.
One shot into the end zone. Amari Odom in the shotgun. Drops back. Blitz comes. He rolls out. Got to get rid of it or get out of bounds. And Amari's going to throw it to the back of the end zone.
What a catch!
Touchdown, Terriers!
JT Smith.
Oh, it looked like Odom was going to go out of bounds. Just before he did, he flung it across his body and found JT Smith at the back of the end zone for a Terrier touchdown.
What a catch. What a throw. Everything on that one.
I don't know what was cooler. Amari managing to stay in bounds, throwing the ball completely across his body, and JT Smith going down and making an amazing catch in the end zone. It all had to work perfectly, and it did.
It did. We talk to our guys all the time about finishing and straining, and that was a finish, and that was a strain to finish. So great job by both of those guys.
12-10 at halftime. When we come back, a wild second half from Richmond. You're watching Inside Wofford Football.
Did you know Ingalls only sells USDA Choice and Prime cuts of meat? Maybe it's time to reward yourself. Our butchers cut all our meat fresh in the store every day. Grass-fed, organic, you name it. Not only that, we'll even cut it to order just the way you like it. And we grind meat fresh in the store multiple times a day. It's all in the bag. That's the best meat in town for the best folks in town. Ingalls. Low prices. Love the savings.
And welcome back to Inside Wofford Football with head coach Sean Watson, brought to you by Yokohama. So, only down 2 at halftime, 12-10. What's the feeling, what's the message in the locker room and coming out for the third quarter?
Well, we felt like we had, obviously the defense was playing well from the very beginning. We felt like we had got our foothold on offense, and now it was, just time to go out and execute and stay the course. We always talk to our guys about trench warfare. It's not pretty, and you gotta stay the course. And that's we're going out the second half. We want to stay the course. We felt like we had some things we want to get to, and we'll fill position now, and we're going to be able to get to them and change the game.
So while the big guys were doing their job, so was the defensive secondary. Amir Anur had a fantastic game. It kind of began with that interception in the third quarter. You get a nice deep return, and you can do some things offensively.
There's no doubt. The return. We had anytime you get turnovers, and like you've mentioned, we have 4 of them in the game. You give yourself your chance of winning goes up to 98%. Now you got to capitalize, which we did. We scored 3 touchdowns and got a field goal.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, we had 2 touchdowns and a field goal, and then we were able to kill the clock on the last one and get into 4 minutes. So it was just, the guys, Amir, he played such a great game. I mean, he graded out in the 90s, which is hard to do, and because he was always in the right spot, right place, and they came up with 2 picks.
And to Coach's point about capitalizing, that's exactly what the Terriers did.
The 12. Odom is way back, throws it into the corner. And
What a catch!
And
Jordan Davis!
How did he catch that touchdown?
He was being
Terriers?
interfered with.
Yep, flag is on the field. It's got to be on the defense, I would imagine. Oh my goodness. Jordan Davis, I've got to get another look at that.
Holy cow, what a catch.
Oh my goodness. He stretched out one hand, diving to the pylon, and it just stuck. How about the throw by Odom, too?
And another amazing individual effort. It was a 12-yard touchdown from Amari Odom to Jordan Davis. But how did he catch that ball?
Yeah, it's, our preach is strain and finish. Finish. In today's football, you're going to get matchup coverages, and it's going to be body on body. And Amari was on target where the only Jordan had a chance to get the ball. Now it's up to him to finish.
So it's 16-12 Wofford now, and now Richmond's got to come from behind, and that changes them a little bit because they have a quarterback who really likes to run first and pass second, and you're doing some other things. Bridger Jones gets another field goal that extends the lead to 19-12, and then the defense really started playing well. And I want to talk about your linebacker core. Didn't have David Powers coming into the game. Lost Nick Morgan due to maybe a questionable targeting call. We'll have to go back and look at that. So you're really down 2 men. And I'm just going to go down the list. Jalen Marshall was Jalen Marshall. He was outstanding again. But I thought Jalen Rembert, Betty Radisha, who we'll talk about in a little bit, Isaiah Mananga, Matthew Clayton. I mean, you talk about 11 hats on the ball. I think those guys were in on almost every play.
They were. It was a great effort by those guys. And again, it goes back to the competition. You've got to compete on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for your time on the field because of that competition. When a guy goes down or something, happens, next man's up, next man's ready, and everybody answered the call. Everybody did.
I left out John Boyles. He came back for a 5th year. I want to make sure to get John in there because I'll see him around campus and things like that. But that linebacker core was just outstanding. And then you did get kind of the big play, another one that you were looking for. Jalen gets a tip. Benny makes a great individual effort. And you could feel a lot of the life go out of the crowd after that third takeaway.
Yeah, it was, again, it was a strain to finish. I mean, it was a great play by Jalen to start off with him. The ball got tipped. It was not an easy ball to get to, but Benny found a way. He was digging, and he found a way to come up with it. It's just a great effort both ways, and it's gratifying to see that as a head coach.
That starts leading to some chunk plays on offense, and the relationship now on the field between Amari Odom and Kyle Watkins has been amazing. Kyle over 100 yards receiving for the second straight week. Amari finds him in stride to get all the way down there, and it leads to a Ryan Ingram touchdown. But those two have developed some kind of rapport out there.
They have. We target, really take Kyle, and we move him all over the place to target him to keep defenses guessing where he's going to line up and what he's going to do. So, and he's done a nice job of being able to conceptually learn our offense where we can plug him in, and it's no problem. So, he is, and he's playing great football. Functionally, his speed and his ability to create and make plays is, it's delivered all year. But that's who he was really developing into last year before his injury, and then he's had that same training camp that he's having right now. He's got the same habit.
The Ingram touchdown proved to be the difference. Richmond did come back, made a quarterback change, got a late touchdown, but the defense stood up, and Amir Anur ended it with his second interception of the day. So 26-19, the final. Terriers go to 2-0. How proud were you of that bunch after that game?
I'm really thrilled for the kids. They have been awesome. I'm really proud of them. We've come through a lot, especially the older kids. Our younger guys don't quite know what we've been through. But there were some really talented guys in that class that, those two younger classes that we're playing with. And the older guys, the juniors and the seniors, know what we've been through and through. So it was really gratifying to see all these, the things that have happened the last 2 weeks happen for those kids.
All right, when we come back, the home opener against William and Mary. Talk about the Tribe and talk about some changes here at Gibbs Stadium. It's all coming up next here on Inside Wofford Football.
Black and gold. Bold. A victory story about to be told. Grit, toughness, and tenacity. A hub of hard work in Hub City. We're on these wins like dogs on a bone. In the zone. Our place, in your face. Won't leave you alone. Strength, speed, fire, true. I'm sorry, do these things trouble you? We're Wofford College. We fly the W. Ingalls, proud partner of the Wofford Terriers.
Your Wofford experience starts here. And like the generations who have come before, you choose where it takes you.
What's up from Copenhagen?
Experience Wofford.
Welcome back to Inside Wofford Football, brought to you by Yokohama. I'm Jim Noble. All right, Coach Sean Watson. William & Mary coming to town. Another CAA test, another nationally ranked team, but this time it's a team we played last year. They were very impressive up there in Williamsburg last year. They are physical. They like to run the ball. They've got a lot of offensive guys returning. But this is a different Wofford team. Give me some keys to what you think they'll do and what we have to do to come out on top on Saturday.
The first thing is, we won't have a problem with this. We need to stay humble and stay hungry because this is a really good football team. Coach Linden's done a tremendous job. He's been there a good while now, and he's established and built a really good program. And, they're going to present all kinds of issues with their offense because they're a misdirection offense. So sometimes have two quarterbacks out there and do some crazy things. They're just unconventional. So we'll have to be on top of our game. Then they'll take shots at you too. So we're going to have to really be on top of our game defensively. And then, offensively, they're going to load the box, and it's a hard box, and they play middle close defense, which we're going to have to find, stay explosive on offense and then find ways to run the football.
Finally, and kind of going in conjunction with your stay hungry, stay humble, you're getting some attention. We're getting some votes in polls. National pundits are starting to talk about Wofford a little bit. That's a great problem to have. Is it a problem at all? Do you have to temper expectations, temper enthusiasm at all in your view?
You do. It's because it's a long season. 12-game season is a long season. We've been through 2 weeks. We've got a long haul ahead of us and a great conference we got to battle our way through. So I learned a long time ago from my first coaching experience. Actually, my second coaching experience was with Mike White, and we took an Illinois team to the Rose Bowl, and it had been a long time. And I thought he did, and I've been thinking about it a lot this week. He did a masterful job of letting the excitement, because that's part of the juice, but yet keeping it real, keeping it grounded. And, that's what we'll do this week because being very honest with you, we are hungry here.
Yeah.
We're a hungry football team.
Well, let's have some juice. Saturday night, 6 p.m. at Gibbs Stadium. New video board, new sound system. You don't have to pay attention to any of that stuff. He'll be busy what's going on between the lines, but we implore you, come on out, support this team. They have given you the start they want. Let's make it happen Saturday night at Gibbs Stadium. Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Keep up the good work. We'll see you out there Saturday.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks to our sports information video staff here. Thanks to Yokohama for Sean Watson. I'm Jim Noble, and we'll see you next week on Inside Wofford Football.